Most homeowners focus on what's inside the house and completely overlook the one space buyers judge first: the front porch. Before a buyer walks through your door, they've already made a decision. And that decision starts here. And some of these are probably already on your porch. 10 front porch mistakes buyers notice instantly. Starting with number 10. Number 10. A cluttered porch that feels overwhelming. This is the most common porch mistake of all, and it happens gradually. So gradually that most homeowners stop seeing it entirely. It starts with one thing left on the porch because it is convenient. A pair of boots by the door. A bag that gets put down and not moved. A plant that outgrew its spot inside. A child's toy left after an afternoon outside. Then another thing. Then another. Within a season, the porch has become a holding area for everything that does not have a clear home elsewhere. And this is where it gets worse. To the homeowner, it looks lived in, familiar, normal. To a buyer seeing it for the first time, it looks like chaos. Clutter on a front porch communicates one thing immediately: this space is not under control. And if this visible, public-facing space has been allowed to accumulate clutter, buyers instinctively wonder what the less visible spaces look like. The porch sets the standard. A cluttered porch sets a low one. The correction here is not complicated. Everything that does not serve a clear purpose on the porch needs to be removed before any viewing. What remains should be intentional. A clean welcome mat, 1 or 2 well-chosen plants, furniture if the space allows it. Nothing more. A porch with breathing room feels larger. It feels considered. It tells the buyer that standards are being maintained. And standards, communicated clearly before anyone walks through the door, build the confidence that leads to strong offers. Number 9. A worn, dirty, or neglected entry area. The floor of your front porch and the area immediately around your front door receive more visual attention than almost any other part of the exterior. And most homeowners completely underestimate how quickly wear and grime accumulate there. A welcome mat that has been in place for 3 years, ground down by daily use, faded by weather, edges fraying. It does not just look old. It looks like the point at which the homeowner stopped paying attention. The same applies to the porch floor itself. Dirty concrete, stained timber decking, tiles with grime in the grout lines. These things are invisible to someone who walks across them every day. They are impossible to miss for someone seeing them for the first time. It sounds minor. It isn't. Buyers notice the entry area with heightened attention because it is the transition point, the moment of crossing from outside to inside. Their focus is naturally drawn to it. Every scuff, every stain, every worn edge registers. Here is what most people miss. Cleaning the porch floor costs almost nothing and takes very little time. A pressure wash on hard surfaces, a scrub of tile grout, a sweep and mop of timber boards. These are 30-minute tasks that transform how a porch feels. A clean entry area says this home is looked after. A dirty one says the opposite. And once a buyer has decided the home is not looked after, that thought is very difficult to walk back from. Number 8. Outdated or mismatched furniture. A front porch with furniture should feel like an extension of the home. Considered, comfortable, inviting. When the furniture is wrong style, wrong scale, wrong condition, it does the opposite. A plastic garden chair that has faded from white to a tired gray. A metal bistro set that once looked charming and now looks rusty and cheap. A large sofa sectional that overwhelms a modest porch and leaves no room to move. An assortment of unrelated pieces that arrived at different times and were never chosen to work together. It looks fine at first. It doesn't stay that way. Buyers process the furniture on a front porch very quickly. They are not consciously assessing it in detail, but they are feeling whether the space works, whether it looks like somewhere they would want to sit, whether it adds to the quality of the property or subtracts from it. Furniture that is faded, mismatched, or wrong for the scale of the space subtracts. It makes the porch feel like a storage area for outdoor pieces that have nowhere else to go rather than a designed outdoor room. And this is where most people get caught. The furniture has been there so long it has become invisible to the homeowner. They no longer see how it looks. They only know it is technically functional. Buyers see it with fresh eyes, and fresh eyes notice everything. The correction is simple. Remove anything that is faded, broken, or visually inconsistent. If the porch is large enough for furniture, replace it with 1 or 2 well-chosen, properly scaled pieces that suit the style of the house. If it is not large enough for furniture to sit comfortably, remove the furniture entirely. An empty porch with clean lines reads better than a crowded one with wrong pieces. Number 7. Poor or insufficient lighting. A front porch without adequate lighting looks unfinished after dark, and this matters more than most homeowners realize. Many buyers drive past a property before booking a formal viewing. They want to see what it looks like on a regular evening, without the showroom presentation of a daytime open house. What they see in the dark significantly influences whether they come back. A porch with good lighting feels warm and welcoming at any hour. A porch that disappears into shadow after sunset feels cold, uninviting, and neglected. Here is what most people miss. Lighting is not just about visibility. It is about atmosphere. The most effective porch lighting is layered. A primary light at door level, supplemented by softer wall-mounted fittings that frame the entrance and add warmth. The fitting itself matters too. A fixture in the wrong style, with discolored diffusers or visible corrosion, damages the quality impression even when the light is technically working. And this is where it gets worse. That fitting sits directly beside the front door, at eye level, in the exact position buyers are looking while they wait to be let in. 30 seconds of focused attention on one detail. Make sure that detail communicates quality. Number 6. Wrong color choices on the porch. This is one of those mistakes people don't notice until it feels wrong. Color communicates before anything else on a front porch. Before buyers register the furniture, the plants, or the condition of the floor, they have already absorbed the color story. And when that story is wrong, when the colors clash with the house, when the paint is faded and peeling, when choices were made in isolation without reference to the overall palette, the porch immediately feels disconnected from the property it belongs to. The most common color mistake is a front door color that fights with the exterior of the house. A bold, fashionable door color chosen without reference to the render color, brick tone, or window frames it sits alongside. It looked striking in a color trend article. It looks wrong on this specific house. It sounds minor. It isn't. Color coherence is one of the things that makes a property look intentional rather than assembled. When the door color, the porch floor, the furniture, and the planting all work within a considered palette, even loosely, the whole front of the house feels designed. When they are in conflict, the whole front of the house feels amateur. The second color mistake is peeling or faded paint. A front door that is the right color but clearly needs repainting is almost worse than a door in the wrong color. It says I chose this, and then I stopped caring about it. Buyers notice peeling paint immediately. They see it as evidence of deferred maintenance. And deferred maintenance at the front door travels straight to how they feel about the rest of the property. Repaint before you sell. It is one of the highest return investments available in property preparation, and it costs very little relative to the impression it creates. Number 5. Cheap or random decor. There is a significant difference between a porch that is decorated and a porch that is designed. Most homeowners decorate their porch gradually over time. A doormat purchased in one season. A wreath added for a holiday that was never taken down. A set of lanterns from a discount store. A planter bought because it was on sale rather than because it suited the space. The result is a porch that contains many individual items and feels like none of them belong together. And this is where it gets worse. Buyers respond to coherence. When they see a porch where everything has been chosen with reference to everything else. Same tonal palette, consistent style, appropriate scale. They feel quality even before they can articulate why. Cheap decor compounds the problem. A plastic planter that looks like stone but doesn't. Lanterns with visible mold on the interior. A doormat so thin it moves underfoot. A house number sign already showing rust. Each of these individually seems small. Together they build a picture of a property where investment stops at the front door rather than starting there. Here is what most people miss. Less is significantly more on a front porch. 2 quality terracotta pots flanking the door, properly planted, beat 12 mismatched containers every time. The goal is not volume. The goal is coherence and quality at every point the buyer's eye lands. Number 4. Lack of symmetry. The human eye seeks symmetry at an entrance. This is not a design theory. It is a deeply embedded visual preference that operates below conscious thought. When we approach a front door, our eye expects balance. Equal visual weight on either side of the entrance. When that balance exists, the entrance feels resolved, confident, and welcoming. When it is absent, something feels slightly wrong even when the viewer cannot identify what it is. Most homeowners set up their porch without thinking about symmetry at all. A pot on one side of the door, but not the other. A light on the left, but not the right. A bench pushed to one end of the porch with nothing to balance it on the opposite side. These asymmetries accumulate into a front entrance that feels unfinished. It looks fine at first. It doesn't stay that way. The fix is one of the most straightforward in porch design. Pair things. 2 matching planters either side of the door rather than one. 2 wall lights rather than one. If a bench sits on one side of the porch, balance it with a planted container or a second seating piece on the other. Symmetry signals confidence. It tells the approaching buyer that this entrance was considered rather than assembled. And considered entrances build the buyer confidence that translates into stronger offers. Number 3. Seasonal neglect. A front porch that looks perfect in summer and forgotten in February is a porch that undermines property value for half the year. This matters enormously because property viewings happen across all seasons. Buyers who view in autumn or winter are making judgments based on what they actually see, not what they imagine the porch looks like in July. Dead plants in containers are one of the most damaging things a front porch can display. They are impossible to miss. They communicate neglect with absolute clarity. A planter that was beautifully planted in spring and has been left unattended since sits directly at the buyer's eye level, announcing that attention to detail has lapsed. And this is where most people get caught. The homeowner has stopped seeing the dead plant. It became background noise months ago. The buyer sees it with complete clarity the moment they arrive. The same applies to seasonal decorations left long past their season. Halloween decorations in December. Christmas wreaths in February. Furniture left through winter without maintenance, weathering visibly and unevenly. Here is what most people miss. Winter porch maintenance is not about creating a summer-level display. It is about ensuring that what is there looks intentional. Evergreen planted containers that look considered through the coldest months. Furniture stored or covered properly when not in season. A porch that is clean, clear, and coherent in January communicates the same discipline that a flower-filled porch communicates in June. A porch maintained through winter tells buyers that standards in this property do not slip when nobody is looking. That message builds trust. And trust is what turns a viewing into an offer. Number 2. Over-decorating or an overwhelmed porch. There is a version of this mistake that is the opposite of neglect, and it is just as damaging. The porch that has been decorated so heavily that nothing can be appreciated. Every surface occupied, every vertical element hung with something. Plants at every scale competing for attention. Seasonal items added on top of permanent decor until the whole porch reads as visual noise. Buyers notice this immediately. An overdone porch creates a specific kind of anxiety in a viewer. It feels effortful. It feels like a lot to maintain. And it prevents the buyer from imagining the space as their own because it is so thoroughly someone else's expression that there is no room for their imagination to enter. And this is where it gets worse. Over-decorating often happens because the homeowner loves the space and wants to express that love. The intention is entirely positive. The effect on buyer perception is entirely negative. Buyers do not fall in love with other people's porch personalities. They fall in love with spaces that feel like they could become their own. A porch that is edited down. Generous negative space, a few considered elements, clear surfaces, invites that projection. A porch that is fully expressed by its current owner closes the door on it. Edit ruthlessly before any viewing. Remove anything that is not earning its place. The restraint will feel wrong to the person who lives there and absolutely right to the person who is deciding whether to buy it. And this last one undermines everything else. Number 1. A front porch that simply does not belong. This is the mistake that runs deeper than any of the others. It is the porch that was never really considered in relation to the house it sits on. The porch that arrived through a series of independent decisions. This color because it was on offer. This furniture because it fit the budget. This decor because it was trending. None of which were made with reference to each other or to the architecture they are attached to. Every other mistake on this list is specific. This one is fundamental. And buyers feel it even when they cannot name it. A front porch that belongs. That feels like it was designed as part of the house rather than added to it. That uses materials and colors that speak the same language as the exterior. That is scaled and furnished with reference to the architecture behind it. Creates a feeling of coherence that no individual feature can replicate. It makes the home feel whole. A porch that does not belong creates the opposite feeling. Something is off. The home feels assembled rather than designed. Buyers who feel that do not always know why they feel it, but they feel it clearly enough that it influences what they are willing to offer. The solution is not expensive. It is thoughtful. Look at the architecture of your house, its age, its style, the materials it is built from, the proportions of its windows and doors. Then look at the porch with fresh eyes and ask honestly, does everything here belong to this house? If the answer is no, the work is not about spending more. It is about editing out what is wrong and replacing it with what is right. A porch where every element belongs to the house it sits on communicates quality, care, and coherence in a way that buyers feel immediately. Get this right, and your home feels inviting before anyone walks in. Get it wrong, and buyers feel it immediately. And that's the difference between a porch that adds value and one that quietly takes it away. 10 front porch mistakes. Every one of them avoidable. Which one surprised you most? Drop it in the comments. I read every one.